We're back.
Yay.
Can't get rid of us now.
So on today's episode, we have our significant others here with us again. There is a part 1 if you want to go back to last week's episode where you can catch all the juicy details that we shared there. But yeah, how did y'all feel about the first episode?
I felt good.
Fantastic.
Felt good.
Yep.
It was probably your best episode ever.
Definitely.
We'll see.
Okay.
Ready to be a perfect
Highest
picture.
ratings.
We'll see. All right, well, kind of like the last episode, I want to kick this episode off with a game. For today, we're playing the Newlywed Game. So pretty much, we're going to be saying a question or prompt, and we're going to use our phones and notes and write your answer. And we're going to go down the line and see if our answers match up.
Okay.
Only people that are married can play this game.
Oh, we shall see. The first question or answer you're going to write down is, what is your partner's drink of choice?
Alcohol?
Yeah, alcohol.
Okay.
Or
Let's just do alcohol.
We can leave it at any drink.
If I say water, I'm going to laugh.
any drink.
I mean,
Maybe we wanna-
if you know your partner, you will just know the answer.
That's true. So Eugene's gonna have an answer that he's written for Janet's answer, and Janet will verbally confirm it's correct or not. That is a rule. Okay. All right, Eugene, what is Janet's drink of choice?
Red wine.
Yes, that is definitely it.
Oh,
Wait, let's go one
Love.
step further. What type of red wine?
Is there a specific winery?
is it duck horn or something?
Huh? No, like what grape?
Like a specific varietal?
Cab.
Do you
Pinot.
have one?
Cab, Pinot.
Oh, wait.
Sauv.
Maybe like a Cab Sauv.
Yeah, I do drink a lot of Cab Sauv, but I don't discriminate.
Yeah,
You're
see?
All red wine.
Okay, then for you and for Eugene.
Japanese whiskey, neat. Right?
Kind of just whiskey,
Oh.
period, neat.
Japanese just because you just
That's, so I would say they got that right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Nice.
No, you don't want no ice.
Nah,
No
maybe
water?
like a couple drops of water. That's
Okay.
it.
Oh, that's fancy. I never heard that one
Wow.
before.
Do you like it like in like warm, like room temp?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you guys should come over. We have
yeah,
a
we
couple
got
nice
it.
bottles right now.
Okay, down.
Okay. What did you write for me?
Okay, so number 1, you don't like to drink. So I put a non-alcoholic.
What? When did that happen?
Oh, wait. It was,
You prefer not to drink,
Okay.
unless it's for social reasons. But every morning, I know her coffee of choice, which is a vanilla latte with soy.
okay, I didn't think you'd go with that
That's your
answer.
very specific.
What were you
my-
gonna say?
That's my coffee order.
Yeah, that's her.
See,
coffee
maybe
order.
that's what we should have.
Well, I know your coffee order, but what
Other than
how
that,
would you have
though,
answered?
other than that, you'll down to drink tequila, but
Yeah.
you'll do it begrudgingly.
Okay, I think we should do this. You
Yeah.
answer and then you show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hard. I actually don't have a drink of choice. I realized.
Exactly. Vanilla latte with soy.
Vanilla latte with soy.
Fine. Okay, what is your drink of choice? Yeah, what's your answer?
Alcoholic, you'd be tequila.
Okay.
Other than that, though, I just drink like black coffee or cold brew if it's non-alcoholic. But
One answer.
tequila.
One answer.
What'd you put?
Okay, I put tequila or Sprite.
Ooh.
Or Sprite?
His drink of choice is Sprite.
Are you 12?
How do you not say Sprite? You guys always drink Sprite.
I only drink Sprite with my group of friends, but I don't drink it like when I'm at home. Yeah.
When we go out
Coke
to
Zero.
Wait, like so you go to a restaurant and be like, Sprite, please.
Honestly, especially if it's like an all-you-can-eat barbecue,
Yeah.
Sprite washes
Very
it down.
specific. All you
That's
do
right.
barbecue, yeah.
Yeah.
I literally no drink more Sprite because of him now.
Oh, there's a lot of sugar in soda. You should
Oh, yeah.
stop.
It's not often,
do the
but man,
diet
does it
route.
hit. What?
Gotta go the diet route.
Yeah.
He buys Diet Coke, Diet Sprite,
Zero.
Diet Coke
Yeah.
Zero.
Ooh,
It
Coke
tastes
Zero's
kind
bomb.
of
Yeah.
Got it.
Gotta get the
Okay,
original.
what
All
did you
right.
put?
Tequila.
For Philip, I have a couple answers, but I'm just gonna go.
Wait, no, I have to answer.
Okay.
So if it's alcoholic, then you're probably gonna put gin and tonic, and if it's that's all. That's what I would have written down, if like based on that.
Or
question.
all the liqueur in the world.
Oh,
Gin and
yeah, gin and tonic.
You
Good.
got it right.
Oh yes, LaCroix.
Yeah,
nonstop.
he literally downs like a pack in 2 days.
Yeah, it's really unhealthy. It's actually no, it's not unhealthy.
Yeah.
But we should probably just start making our own sparkling.
Yeah, it's
Water.
pretty insane. Okay, for me, I would say, if you really know me, I would choose alcohol, and I would choose vodka with extra lemon.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
Do I say vodka? Hold on.
No, you're missing something, which is it's a vodka water.
Vodka water, yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
see, I know
something's
better than her.
Vodka water with extra lemon.
Wait, I'm shocked.
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, vodka water.
Cause you always
No extra lemon.
You always pour as Jameson.
I know. But when I go
She's
to a
gonna
ur,
order.
I
That's
will
because she
order.
doesn't drink Jameson. She
Yes,
drinks
vodka
the
water. But if it's a shot, I will order Jameson or tequila now, actually.
That's true. We're running more to light. Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing you have to answer is, what is your partner's last meal of choice? So Janet, what would your answer be?
What would my answer be?
And see
My
Eugene.
last meal would probably be. Oh, I actually didn't know. Probably like sushi.
Let's see what you put.
A bowl of raw veggies. Unseasoned. No dressing.
Damn!
That's just
Is that just like a smoothie?
No, just a crudité with like.
But not a last meal.
Okay.
But okay, and then you want to say what yours is?
I would probably say mine is. It would probably be kimchi jjigae.
Damn, that's a good one.
Oh no,
You can't change your answer, Dale.
You put egg.
I put steak.
Oh, hold on.
Steak. Ooh, okay.
He really
a little
likes
different
steak.
there.
Yeah.
I can see there because like it's like your last meal. As a Korean man, you're like,
Like a Korean food.
yeah,
Very like homey kind of meal.
that's true.
Interesting.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys both did not get a
Yeah, we
point.
did fail on that round.
Okay.
All right, right?
So my answer, my last meal.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably because this has been recent, but there's this place in Alameda that I
so
absolutely
specific.
love. It's at it's called Chongqing Noodle House. Shout out. And they have this noodle dish that's like super good that we found, and it's literally I've been there
Like, so many
so
times.
many times since we found out. That would be my last meal.
I put Chongqing noodle. We literally like always talk about it.
And this is a recent find. Like, what was your
So
answer?
good.
What was your answer like 5 months ago? then?
I don't know. Actually, good question.
I don't know. I think I know.
It'd be something noodle based. It would
Okay.
probably be pho.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be pho.
Got it,
I mean,
got it.
pho. I'd take pho too.
Okay.
Okay, how about for Mel?
My answer would be pho. What?
So close. I put spaghetti.
Oh shoot! I forgot about
Are you also 12?
Spaghetti and Sprite.
I love spaghetti.
I know you do.
I know. Shit. I
Okay,
keep-
but honestly, I either thought pho or spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti's like
I would not have thought spaghetti. I would have said pho.
Like with little hot dogs in it?
no, gravy.
But I understand
Yeah.
you share spaghetti when you want something homey.
Yeah, I always make it.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
Okay, yeah. Phil, what would your answer be? I think I know.
Oh man, I'm gonna sound like
12?
8 years old. I think it might just be like chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chicken tenders. I was thinking chicken tenders, but I said a good burger and fries.
That's yeah.
That's a good one.
So yeah, I don't know.
What's your dipping sauce?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the mood.
Barbecue or
you know?
honey
Is
mustard.
there?
Yeah, barbecue honey mustard is good. I like canes. I know there's a lot of people
For
that don't
chicken
like
tenders.
canes out there, but I love canes.
You're not a ranch guy?
No, I'm not.
Really?
Ranch is fine. Ranch is fine for raw vegetables. All right.
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
I think everyone knows mine. If
Yeah,
you
that
don't,
one's easy.
then
That one's easy, right?
salmon, sushi.
Oh, okay. Sushi. I was gonna put Toro specifically.
Oh, that would be a good last
yeah.
meal.
Oh, really? I thought you would choose like salmon.
Yeah.
But Toro's like expensive and really good. So with my last meal, I'll go all
Tuna
Toro.
I'm freaking spaghetti.
Mine's noodles too.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm actually learning a lot about y'all. Okay, what's one of your partner's biggest pet peeves?
Oh, I know.
Really?
I know this one.
Wait, I don't know.
I have to erase mine.
Oh, I feel like this one might
I
not
don't
be
know.
the same, but
I don't know why I didn't think about having my own answers. I was just thinking.
Same.
Yeah.
So I answer mine first.
okay, sure.
All right. So Helen's. Wait.
Your
Your pet peeve.
Oh, my biggest pet peeve.
pet peeve about me, yes.
Oh wait.
Oh,
no,
I
you
thought
had
it
this
was just
in
pet
general.
peeve in general.
We can answer for each other if we already wrote it that way.
I have so many pet peeves. But my biggest one is people flaking.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's true.
Yeah.
You do
it's
get
not
annoyed.
like, it's not like one of those like minute pet peeves. Like this is just like that's a.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Well,
put?
just saying it. I said asking you to help me shoot content when I don't give you a heads up.
That's such like a social media like influencer answer.
That's probably like the most more recent pet peeve thing
Sure.
about me.
She assumes that because I can take photos and I can do video that I'm just readily available to just go point a camera at her. And be like, oh, it'll just take like 15 minutes. Like, just give me this. I'm like, no, I got stuff to do.
Yeah. Okay, this is for you.
Okay.
Okay. Leaving socks everywhere.
I get to them. I get to them.
No, I get to them.
Oh.
How long? So they're gone, and you're like, oh, I got to them, but I got to them.
Okay, well, I put blowing my nose like
She did share that.
We already shared that one. We
learned
gotta
that.
bring new stuff onto the podcast.
But how long are the socks out?
It's just like less than a
like a
day.
day.
But I
but you have to
don't
clear
like
it
having it around. So I
Anything
just pick
feet
it up.
related?
Yeah. By the way, there's nothing wrong with this, okay?
Blowing nose?
Oh yeah, I
Blowing
said there
nose.
wasn't. It's a very natural human.
But at the
thing to
dinner
do.
table is the problem.
Just gotta turn your damn head.
I'm gonna be careful when I blow my nose in front of Helen.
What's your pet peeve?
I have a lot.
What do you think I wrote?
Well, the flaking ones, I didn't realize, but I actually don't really. That's a big pet peeve of mine as well.
Yeah.
People flaking, and I'm like, I also don't like poorly planned things.
So
Like,
is that the thing you'd say?
yeah. I would say originally it was poorly planned things when someone's organizing something and it's just like not flowing smoothly. It kills me inside. I don't express it, but
Yeah,
it
I
kills
like
me
that
inside.
too.
Yeah.
Why is it not
Yeah,
done this
so
way?
my answer is inefficiency.
Yeah.
Inefficiency. It really annoys you. I catch it. I know when like things aren't running real. I just see I just see your face being like, fuck.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what's
that's
yours
good.
for Mel?
My head is you don't look at me when I'm telling a story.
Oh yeah.
What?
I like really
Attention.
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
Like,
That's so-
yeah.
Oh, I didn't write that, but I know that's one of your pet peeves.
What'd you
But
put?
another one, you really hate spoilers.
Oh
She
yeah.
hates it. Even like in the slightest things where if it's a movie I've seen already and I know the lines.
Oh, I get so mad at
and
you.
I say it, she's like, shut up.
He was quoting X-Men and I haven't seen it. And I was like, can you please just not say what he's about to say?
Actually, so Philip does this thing where he can perceive what's about to happen, and he will say it. I'm like, why do you say that? And then
like
it
a
does
movie
actually
clip?
happen.
I'll predict,
guess.
like, oh, I bet he's
Why would you say that? Because now I think that, and then actually, because he's a writer, so
Yeah.
you kind of like
Yeah.
see what's
Yeah.
gonna happen too. And I
guys
was like,
fuck.
shut the fuck up!
You see enough movies to kind of anticipate
Yeah,
how
yeah,
plot's
yeah.
going.
Yeah.
You're spoiling it. But yeah.
That's a good one actually. Oh yeah, I got mad at him.
I feel like I better make eye contact with you in any type of
yeah.
I was actually gonna say like listening to, like actually paying attention to you
Oh,
when you talk.
actively.
Yeah.
Mel needs you to look at her.
So I do not look at people.
Good to know.
Janet.
All right. What is my pet peeve or
Yeah.
what is his? I'm going to guess yours first.
I have a lot. But not loading the dishwasher correctly.
Oh, okay.
Oops. Water around the sink.
Oh, okay. Kitchen related.
Related.
Kitchen related.
But that's more
actually a
bathroom
huge one.
related.
That's a huge one
yeah.
for me too. Because like, you know, you go into a bathroom and it's like when it's all like disgusting. You're like,
No, I get
dude,
that.
it's
Yeah.
it's gross.
We have a towel for the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
That's great. You know what? That's a good habit.
That's a good
I would love to implement that habit at my house,
What are you talking about? Where?
but
Kitchen?
someone would not comply with it.
I don't know who you're
But
talking about.
I heard you lost a squeegee battle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
I feel like that's way more work than just like wiping down the sink.
It's easier, right? It is easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is my pet peeve? Ooh, I don't know that I've like told you about any of them, and they haven't really. I will share. I mean, I've shared this on previous episodes. I am particular about toothpaste. I don't like when people squeeze it from the middle.
Oh,
I like when it's like done properly.
Up.
What did you guess?
I said leaving the cupboards open.
Oh yeah.
But I do know about the toothpaste thing because I noticed it and I was like, wow, this is like
It's
one
always
thing
reshaped?
she's like really good about. I'm like, I'm
she's
definitely
really good
not there.
That's pretty good.
I used to
Okay.
be like that, and then I
you give
stopped.
up?
Yeah, I kind of stopped caring. Yeah.
All right. So the next one is what's one of your partner's superpowers? Partner's superpowers.
Do you want to say what your superpower is, and then I'll show what I wrote down.
I have many superpowers.
Of course.
Many pet peeves and many superpowers.
What do you think I guessed?
I would say it's like knowing random facts about whatever.
That's a good guess. I said connecting with strangers. I think he's very good at, like when we were in Japan and we sat down at a random whiskey bar, there happened to be another guy who was sitting there. They struck up a conversation. We realized he was also from LA.
Oh.
And it ended up being like a night of just getting to know each other. And he gave us like travel tips and stuff.
Aw.
Like he's just very good at like shooting the shit with people.
Now you guys are best friends.
That's just the whiskey.
I think
That might be
we're supposed to hang out actually. Like when he gets back.
Yeah. My superpower that I would guess that he would guess. I don't know. I guess I'm like a generally compassionate and kind person.
Wow, someone thinks highly of themselves.
He's like wrong.
People
no, I
say
did
I'm
not
like
write
nice.
that.
I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
nice. I'm like a nice
Oh.
person. It's like,
But I feel like that's, I don't know. Yeah.
would you
You're like,
like?
that's so general.
So mine is like very specific,
shit,
and
what is
it's
it?
like drinking. Like she can drink me under the table. Like,
Oh my god.
That is
I don't
true.
know how it's.
Nice drinking.
I'm like, dude,
That
you're
is a
so
superpower.
tiny. How is this possible? And how are you still standing?
That's true.
Wow.
That's true.
I
That
can't
is
hold my
true.
alcohol. I mean, sometimes it, but yeah.
That is a superpower.
There's things that happen in their house that we don't know about. Okay.
Okay. Your soup. No.
What do I
What,
write for
mine?
you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have one. I feel like one I could say is I have a lot of patience in general. Not just with you, but just in general. I'm a very patient person.
Okay, I put discipline.
Oh, okay.
He's extremely disciplined. You wake up, you fast during the week. You literally wake up at 5 a.m. every day in a weekday to work out. I'm like, how do you do that?
There's a lot of discipline.
A lot of impatience.
Okay.
Okay, what's
For mine, I don't know my superpower. I'm caring.
okay?
All the girls are going for all these like sweet.
Okay, or I was gonna say like my fashion sense.
Oh, that's a good one too. I put cooking.
Oh yeah.
She's a really good cook.
How'd she do her dumplings?
I haven't made dumplings yet.
Yeah, but sometimes when we do decide to stay in and not go out, we like to go out and food ventures as well. But when she's cooking, I'm excited, and she makes really good piecemeal meals. Yeah.
Cute.
I missed that.
For me, then I'm a good mom. Why are you laughing?
You are, but that's like, yeah, that's of course you are. We're going for like more specifics here.
Well, that's my answer.
Well, I put your to-do list. You make really good checklists and to-do lists. Like they're very,
Which is part of being a good mom.
yeah, they're
okay.
very detailed. They're like you can just scroll, like, and everything. Like when we're getting ready for a trip, she'll like send me a shared to-do list, like start checking things off, like blah blah.
Yeah, that's
It
in
is,
order
yeah.
to
That's part of being a
maintain
good
my
mom.
mental state. I need to be
Sure.
able to share in the responsibility. So that's how I do it. I will assign.
For me,
Yeah.
the
This is a hard question.
Yeah.
There's so many things to choose from.
I feel like you would say that that my threshold for like working is very high.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh, okay. That
I will.
kind of counts.
That's so along the same lines. I'm like, you wear so many different hats, and I feel like I always look to you to be my emotionally stable rock. And sometimes it's just like I don't understand how you do it, because I think to like how much you work, you would think that you have many vices, but like I feel like you don't.
yeah.
You know?
His vice is working.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Perhaps. But I think a lot of people see you and you're like, how do you make it work? And I see that too. And I can see how you manage everything on a day to day. Like you have
could
about
be
to have
better.
3 cafes, Wong Fu, you're always writing scripts and you're like meeting with people, mentoring people. And I see how you're doing it, but I'm like emotionally, how are you able to be so stable? Like for us and for our family too.
Maybe I'm not that stable.
So, but you are, and that's where I'm just like, how? So I think that's your superpower.
Cool.
That's a very good answer.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for my to-do list.
I didn't know. I didn't know where like this is supposed to be like a.
All these
mom's
girls are like,
fest.
I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm a good mom. To do
all
drinking.
the guys, all like, yeah, she's like really good at this thing. All the girls are hoping for some type of
Yeah.
praise.
We're like, to-do list.
Yeah.
All right, and the last one we're gonna answer is a song that reminds your partner of a nostalgic time in their lives. A song, just like a song. Not a song about the relationship, just a song about, I don't know any of your songs.
I can't.
So this is not what I wrote is not specifically like to us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, did you want an us one? Is this supposed to be an us one?
no, doesn't have to
Just
be.
any specific.
Oh, okay.
thing.
So
Like
so
this-
with that context,
So I have to give you well, it's the same song then for both of us that I'll just say.
so let's just both show like
Okay.
the songs at the same
See if they
time,
match.
Okay.
and then just kind of talk it out.
Okay.
Let's do that. Ready?
Right, 3,
3,
2,
2, 1. I put dashboard.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, Drake. Yeah, I don't want to admit that I like a Drake song, but I do like that song.
this is a very nostalgic song for
Yeah.
us. And that's a nostalgic song for Helen
you.
in high school.
yeah.
Or the group band.
Yeah, yeah. You love dashboard.
I know.
Yeah.
I made one up.
Okay.
Ready?
mine out there.
3, 2, 1. I don't even know the song.
I'm an artist too.
Usher, oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
put
sort
Usher,
of
I
like
know.
R&B and then like
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I
Oh,
was
that's interesting. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you like for.
you two. Well, I chose
guy-
it for Ray.
Oh, for okay. Yeah, I see.
This is for her.
I mean, I was thinking Usher because we both love Usher and
Yeah.
90s R&B, we get it, and like, but I feel like you always talk about how you grew up with your cousins and they had a band. And I look at, I mean,
Yeah.
you have your
Aw.
like cousin's band art on his arm.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like something I don't listen to alternative rock, so I was like Blink 182.
It's more like pop.
Pop, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll accept it. Sure.
Do you listen to Blink 182?
Huh?
Do you listen to them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Listen to a few songs.
To make sure.
I've seen them live.
Okay.
Still rock it.
Okay.
Mine, I didn't know a song, but it's a general genre.
Okay.
Okay. EDM. Oh,
Torn down.
That's
that's a good song.
like high school.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let's get a close up on how you wrote Natalie's name. I ran out of space. Okay. Wait, what is how Imbruglia?
Imbruglia.
Imbruglia.
I love it.
And deep trance.
Yeah,
That's
he
not
had
a thing.
Isn't it?
Deep house.
Deep house. I don't know. Well, it's whenever we're on, like when we have shared playlists, we have like, you know, on Spotify, you did it, and then always the ones where I'm like, oh, I kind of want to skip. He's like, oh, that's the one that I like. And it's always the ones that are like, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't.
That match is like I'm just seeing him like as a software engineer, like dark, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Code. He thinks he's Neo.
And all the
I
code.
am new.
I bet there is deep trance out there.
There is
I bet
somewhere. Someone share a song
Extremely
that's deep
surprised.
Trance. Well, for this next section, we're going to talk about the future. That's always fun.
I love future.
Future thinking. So we're going to put Janet and Eugene actually in the hot seat right now.
Oh man.
So the two of you have both been together for
8 months.
not that long,
Very short.
right?
Yeah.
You met in August 2022, and then y'all moved in together 2 months later.
Dude, I remember
2
that.
months later. Okay, and so you've been living together for 6 months now. In hindsight, was that a good decision to have moved in so quickly together? We actually don't know the answer to this, so I'm curious.
And maybe you reflect too. Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, I'll
Yes,
go first.
it's
but,
great.
So I wasn't actually when she first moved into my place in Santa Monica. It was when I was in Chicago for Thanksgiving, and we had talked about this before, like prior to her actually moving in. But then I was kind of shocked because she had rented out her place in downtown LA, and she had found like a long-term renter. But then I didn't, and she told me that, but I didn't realize, like for some reason, like didn't process in my brain that like, okay, that means that she's gonna be moving in. And so,
That's all you, dude. That's all you.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe it was a communication thing because we talked about moving in together, and then I was like, well, I do have my place in downtown, so like financially, if I can rent it out, then we can figure something out. And then we kind of never like closed the conversation. So then I was like trying to rent it. I was like, well, I don't know. And then he was in, you were in Chicago, so I texted you, oh, I rented it out. And then it was kind of like well, A then means B, right?
Dude,
then
she
means,
finessed you
and
when
then
you
I
were back in the city.
She trapped you.
She had you leave the city, and then she moved.
And then she just was
And
there
then-
when you came back.
But then I was, before you left, because I was in November, I already started basically living at your place in October.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, but yes, the formal actually like when I
Inception.
didn't have another
Yeah,
place to
yeah.
go, it was kind of like not super clear.
That's
I did not know that. I did not know that either.
I didn't know it either until we got
Well, the thing is, my question is, when you asked me, told you, oh, I rented out the place, did you say, I'm gonna move in now? Or did you say, I rent out the place, period?
I think
I
I
rented out
just,
the place, period.
period.
Okay, well, so
obviously,
what was
like
that?
I'm laughing about this.
Yeah.
So I felt like the right decision because we ended up signing a lease together anyway. So, I mean, yeah, it's just.
It actually, it took more time to find the new place. Our initial plan when we talked about moving in together in like, I think October was, oh, we should rent a new place together. And then you were going month to month, but it was figuring out when was the right time. It was during the holidays, so trying to find a time that worked for him when he was gonna be in town. And so it took all the way until February. And I feel like moving in together when we got our own place where we're both equally like owning that place, that was definitely very different, even though we had already been living together for like 4 months.
Yep.
Okay. What was the
so
what was the
that-
experience like? Like, would you like if you were to go
change
back and do it
anything?
again? Would you have done anything differently?
I mean, I think if I was younger, I probably wouldn't move so quickly. But I mean, the fact is, like, I'm older. You're a little bit older too, and Yeah, it's like when you know, and you know, we'll figure out and work out all the details later. So
Just jump in, yeah.
Yeah.
I think after talking to him, I was like, I would have made it more clear. I might have also waited a couple more months, I think. It was, I think, on a practical level, because I was able to rent it out then, that I would.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe that we could have like at least 3 months where we had our own space. But then in hindsight, I feel like, to your point, like it was gonna happen anyway. And because for us, timeline is like an issue or like a thing that we're mindful of, it works for us. But yeah, if I was younger, I think I would have waited a little bit longer, at least 6 months.
Good tips for all of you out there.
Yeah.
Our next question is for Mel and Ray. So you both are not living together right now, and you talk about planning in the future that you're working towards eventually being permanent partners. Do you think you want to live together before you make the commitment of marriage? And then also, like, have you lived with like an ex-partner before?
We want to live together before like making another step in commitment.
Yeah.
I do think it's like you learn a lot by living with each other, habits and all these things. So I prefer to live with someone first. What was the question?
Have you
you lived with someone before?
I've never lived with a partner before. I know you have.
Yes, I have. Agreed. I personally, and I think we've talked about it, we definitely want to live together first, just to be able to have that experience together. I think so far, though, we've spent a lot of time like together and being homebodies, and so you get a sense of the person's habits and their behaviors at home. Like when I had my place in Oakland, I just lived by myself, so when she would stay for the weekend, I think one time you stayed for like a week.
Yeah.
And like my biggest thing is kitchen cleanliness, and she takes
Pretty clean.
like at her place, she keeps her kitchen clean, so like that's pretty much all I ask for. But I have lived with a partner before. It was a while ago. The issue wasn't necessarily living together. The issue was just deeper. It was in our relationship. And I think from that, it was just being in I think the biggest hurdle we would probably have to figure out living together is like if we are in disagreement or having a discussion, how do you give space to each other when you're living together? Again, that depends on how big the place is.
I'll go to Janice.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And you were pretty young then when you moved in with the other person.
Yeah, it was like mid-20s.
That's super young to live with.
Mid-20s, yeah.
Can I ask, timing-wise, what are you guys thinking of? So you've been together, you just celebrated your 1-year anniversary.
I mean,
I'm on a lease right now, so.
I know, but your lease is up in Feb, right?
Yeah. So around
February?
that time we could look into it.
Yeah.
But we've also talked about I've been moving a lot. So even before I lived in Oakland, I lived in the South Bay for a year. I lived in Oakland for a year. And now I'm in LA.
Yeah.
And I've told her like I'm kind of just tired of moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have roommates right now?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like look at places all the time just to see what's out there.
Yeah.
I personally would be okay moving in next year, but we need to have that discussion.
Yeah.
It's happening now.
Anyways, everyone watching, hold me accountable. I'm just kidding.
I think
Check in Feb.
I think circumstantially, if the situation was right, I'd be totally down for it. Especially if it was a really nice place. I'm not gonna be like, no, I want to stay here for another year. I do like how both of us are podcasters, so we think about like a studio type of room, like a media room. So that's kind of cool.
So we'll see. Okay. Maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm aiming for next year. I'd
Okay,
like for
cool.
it to
We
be
never
next
said this out loud. That's why. Like, we never said a
Questioning
timeline to each other. So I'm just like, I'm okay with this. But.
Are you?
It's always when it's first brought up, it's like, yeah.
Thanks for that question, though.
Wait, did you guys live together before?
We lived together when I moved in.
Okay.
I moved in also because my lease was up, and I was like, where am I going?
well, there was a
There's
period
a lot
of
of
time.
practical parts.
Yeah.
No, there was a period of time where before, like, because we had split up, like, before, like, but anyways, like, there was one time where she kind of first brought up, like, wanting to move in, and I was, like, really shocked that you were assuming that we were just.
That was like almost like what? How many years?
No, that was like maybe like a year in.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and you were only like 26.
Girls trying to save on rent.
And I'm like, what?
Did you say respectfully? No.
I don't remember.
how'd you feel
I
about
don't
it?
remember
You
what
remember?
happened.
I think I could feel that you were sort of hesitant, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I guess I'll go to Santa Monica.
Yeah, and that might have led to like other things that happened in the relationship where we kind of like took a break for a little bit. But yeah, I think once we decided that this was like long term, yeah, it was just a practical thing.
Yeah.
I was in Santa Monica for 1 year, I think. And
Yeah,
then-
she worked in downtown too, so
Okay.
How many years did you live together?
we lived together for before getting married.
Yeah.
Like 4 years, I guess, 2017.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know this was that long.
Yeah.
Obviously, on this couch, there's only one set of parents here, and this question is directed towards Phil. I guess as a dad, I'm curious, and this might be a weird question. It might be like, but now being a dad, obviously Helen was your number one person, prior baby. Now you have baby. Does that change? Like paying, like not favoritism, but like priority list.
I see. Actually, I was gonna say, if actually as the father, it feels more of a flip where it's not like, oh, Helen's the number two and whatever. I actually feel like as the father, sometimes the father feels like the number two more. And that's something that I when I talk to other dads or other guys like about, because like you already feel pretty useless as like in the newborn phase, because like physically you haven't given much, like, like directly. Right. And if you're breastfeeding, there's limits there too. So really all you are is just another human to support, right? So the connection that you have with the baby is a little bit distant at first. You're just like, oh, like you just came into my life as a very needy pet, but like very high stakes and like a lot of emotion attached, and so you also feel like you are supposed to be connected, and your life just takes such a completely wide turn. You don't have the same emotional connection off the bat as the mother who's been caring for 9 months already. So I actually, what I was kind of dealing with for a little while was like, oh, I was the number one in this relationship. And now there's like someone else, another guy too. Like it's weird to like almost feel like jealous of your own son.
You're jealous.
Yeah. And at first I remember hearing that like before I had a kid and thinking that's so ridiculous. And like now I kind of get it.
I see.
That makes sense,
And
No one wipes my butt.
or like just like my needs are like so far down.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And you have to kind of swallow that.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's something that I accepted and something that you kind of just have to learn to live with and grow to appreciate in some ways. Like, hey, like it's okay, but you communicate with your partner and say, hey, I'm feeling this way, and if your partner cares about you, hopefully you'll look for solutions to still make you feel needed, wanted, desired, whatever. But no, it's you have to be very prepared to kind of take that back seat for a little bit in terms of your needs and wants, and you'd be therefore like it's even more important that you are solid in your own identity, where you are in your own life, career, because it will take like a back seat to someone else for like a while.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ready?
Yeah. I mean, are you ever really ready?
Sorry.
Everyone
You're never ready no matter what, right? You're never ready, but just like at least be thinking about that. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna have a kid. Like the best advice or the best like line I heard throughout from like people sharing was like, everyone feels like they're ready to have a kid or like they want to have a kid, but do you want to be a parent?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So if you had to choose me or a baby,
Is that where the
gonna
question
force
was?
you
That's
to
what-
question, right?
That was, but now I feel weird asking.
What you want like the train like analogy or something? Or,
Which one would you rather say?
No, of course no. That's a terrible question.
I'm gonna choose.
I
Like,
think
I'm pretty sure when I was like, that's the original
Sacrifice
question.
yourself.
if there's one life jacket, like
Oh, I would throw myself in.
No, you're already in it. You're already in the water.
Oh, right.
And baby's in the water. There's only one life jacket. You would say throw it to the baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course.
We always talk about how it's like, especially with like elder like grandparents and stuff, we're always like, I better go first. Like you're gonna, I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
You got to be the last one left.
No, I don't want to be. Because we don't want to be alone without the other person.
Yeah.
I see.
That is
Really
a
don't
common,
want to.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you guys both said right before that before meeting them that you were kind of okay not having kids. Like this is just like what was in the cards. Before meeting them, where were you guys at? Like emotionally, what you guys were looking for. Like why do you think it aligned and made you guys prepared for them?
That was a good question.
Because I'm thinking from the guy's perspective, like we're on our own journeys, right?
Yeah.
We've been hearing 5 years of their journeys. we get one episode to condense how you got to be where Eugene is ready for Janet and Ray's ready for now.
Wow.
She's like, that's my husband.
That's my man.
Protagonists.
So I don't know. Like my life is going to it's taken like a very meandering path. Like a lot of the things that I thought would work out. Like if you were to ask like my younger high school self, like, and you were to say like, oh yeah, hey, this is what you're doing at 44. Like my high school self would be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how are you not married? How do you not have any kids? Never graduated college? Like, and you're like a scuba diver and you do like these mountaineering trips and like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? But I think that's part of the reason why I do actually feel ready to like be a dad, and why I think I would actually be a good dad is that like I've had all these opportunities to explore all these things and all these different aspects of life. And before that, like it was like I definitely wasn't not ready. Like if you were to meet me in like my early 30s, I was kind of just like a hot mess. Like me and my parents didn't get along, and so I've had a lot of time to, you know, fix a lot of the things that like I felt were broken in my life before. So,
And in your relationships too, like you had relationships during those times, and that probably attributed to why they didn't work out.
Exactly.
That's a good, that perspective.
Right time then. Right time, right place, right girl.
Right lessons
Yeah.
too.
Do you wish it happened faster? Do you wish you could have told yourself at maybe 33, hey, get this done faster?
It never would have happened. I would have not listened anyway.
Okay.
So yeah.
Timing is everything. I was probably in the same boat. I was definitely.
You were not scuba diving though.
I was scuba diving.
You rock climbing.
I was rock climbing, which I still do those things.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that you allow me to go out in those adventures.
Of course.
But prior to that, I think relationship-wise, emotionally-wise, I definitely was not in the right space to be in a relationship. Well, number one, I was in a relationship, and then I became like super single, and I was super against relationships for a while. And then I started being open to like dating again, but then was not emotionally ready to commit to someone. And I think like maybe a year or so before us meeting, I was starting to think about my future, family, wanting like, okay, I need to settle down, need to stop messing around and get my life together.
Messing around.
When we finally met, I think I was at a place where I was willing to be patient for the right person. I wasn't such in a rush to be like, oh, I'm gonna be in a relationship to the first person that I talked to. I wasn't on dating apps, so I was very like open to dating, meeting people, but fine if it doesn't work out. And then when we started talking, when we chatted on the phone, I felt like there was an actual emotional connection and values fit, and it felt, you know, simple, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're sort of both couples are in still very early stages of your relationship. What do you feel like you're most nervous for the future?
I was originally gonna say my timeline, but to be honest, through this podcast, I'm like, oh, we're on the same page. I think there's sometimes like it's obviously we talk loosely about like, oh, when we move in together, like I want to decorate like these little things, or like when we have kids, like we say when we do this, but we never say this is a hard timeline. Because I think obviously you talk a lot about like I want to be just ready mentally, but we don't. That's not a timeline. I don't know what that is.
I'll wake up one day and be like, all right,
I'm ready. But I also like you both said you're never ready to have kids or do any of these things. But I think for our relationship, I'm just like, oh, like to know like roughly we're kind of seeing eye to eye on like the I guess the timeline. So I'm just like, okay, we're on the same page. So I don't think I'm nervous about anything.
Mine's not necessarily nerves. It's more of like longevity and making sure that year 4 or 5 we're still in a healthy place in our relationship. I don't want to say necessarily stuck to where like, oh, I wish things were how they were when we first met. I think it's important to grow together, but depending on where we are and you know where our values lie, and like just you're growing as a person, as a girlfriend, but also you in your career, and making sure that I'm like supportive in that aspect of your life. And I'm doing everything that I possibly can, but also at the same time looking out for myself. I'm not some bum or schlub that you're gonna end up being like, look, bro, you need to get your life together.
Yeah.
So I think that's that. When I think about that stuff, that sometimes it's not like a concern, it's like a challenge that I know that every couple kind of goes. I'm sure you guys went through it too. Like after year 2 or year 3, you're like, oh man, we've been together for a long time and still going.
Yeah, I have a hard time answering this question. I was like cycling through what am I nervous about. I think maybe I'm like equally semi-nervous about everything and at the same time not super nervous about any one thing. My like canned answer was like, oh, you never know with the kids thing and like what issues might come up. But I also feel like if that doesn't go the way as planned or as what like I think we'll be okay with it. And I think that's where we don't really feel super nervous about anything because I feel like we'll be able to like figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was gonna say the same thing. There's not anything that I'm like particularly nervous about, but I mean, life is life, right? And there's full of unknowns, and but it feels like we're able to kind of deal with a lot of shit just kind of on the fly, and we'll just figure it out.
Thanks for that question. Yeah. Well, to wrap today's episode, if each couple, this is more of a creative activity, if you were to name the chapter you are in your relationship in life, what would you name that chapter?
I would say, or you want to go first? No?
There you go.
Okay, I would say we are in, I don't know, I'm not good at naming chapters, but building the foundation. It would be mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not what he was
Is that like a nice technical book?
Yeah, what kind of book is this?
Yeah, that sounds like a textbook.
Well, because the way I see our relationship, like, yes, we've been
It's a
together.
textbook.
I mean, you like basically wrote a textbook, so
Yeah,
we've been together for almost 10 years now, and it feels like this is building the foundation. But at the same time, when I look at where we are in life, like ABG, I still feel like is very young. Bopo is very young. Right? Like our kid is really young. We want to have a bigger family. There's so much more we want to do, and we're still building the foundation for what that's going to be in the future. And it feels like now is the time when we're actually building it solidly. Before it's like little, gathering the mud, and I don't know how you build a foundation, but you know what I'm saying?
How do you build a foundation?
First, you drive the case. No.
I was gonna say like Helen and Philip have a baby.
Okay. Subtitles.
cute.
Subtitles. Yeah. How about for you two?
You go first.
Man, if you guys are in the foundation phase, we're
We're in
You're in
the
the mud gathering.
You're in the
We're the gatherers.
what is it called? The surveying.
Yeah.
You have to survey the land first and make sure the soil's good.
yeah.
You have to figure out where the bedrock is.
There
You
you
have to make
go.
sure it's flat.
I don't want to be.
get permitting.
Yeah.
I don't want to
get
be a
permitted.
geography textbook. I have two. You go first.
I can't name. I think number one, we're very early on.
Yeah.
So I would say like beginnings, just like the most basic
Y'all.
title.
Beginning.
Chapter. Let's say chapter.
Chapter 1. It's called
Chapter
Chapter 1.
The epilogue or the prologue.
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 Oopsies. Wow, my answer is definitely more fluff.
Okay, what's your fluff?
Mine was gonna be meet me in the in-between moments.
Wow.
Bitch!
Wow.
Or the in-between moments. Or the in-between moments, you know?
Are you writing a book secretly?
I don't know. Bitch, what did I
Sorry, can you describe what that means?
I think what... Okay, maybe it's like that's, I said it out loud for the first time. That's way too long. Think about the in-between moment. I think because I feel like I'm a person that always like tries to. I focus too much on the milestone moments that I fail sometimes to be present in the day to day, like
The in between.
the in-between moments.
That's really good.
You
Yeah.
prepare that.
No, I just I don't know.
You should for sure prepare that.
I think. To be honest, I didn't.
Yeah.
The other one I was thinking about is man, you're a laugh.
Look at me.
That's good. I'm trying to say how to
Say it.
I don't know how to say it. It's like
You already know it. She already knows it.
no,
You're gonna
I
laugh too.
I
Everyone
wrote
knows
this
it.
in my journal, but I don't know how to say it as a chapter. I think it's something along the lines of like things will be better than you hoped for, or something like things will be better than you expected, or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. That's a skip.
That's like the phrase.
Skip
Things
chapter.
will be better than you expect.
I think as someone, I'm such a fantasy person
Yeah.
that sometimes I'm like, oh my
You
god.
just call it better than expected.
Yeah.
Ah, that's
Better than
why.
expected. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
he abbreviates for you.
There you go.
Things will be better than expected.
I'm not naming my chapters anymore. Anywho, next.
You want to go first?
I was gonna make a Little House on the Prairie reference.
Oh,
and
yeah.
say,
What?
These happy golden years. Because we're both old. We're like, but we actually have to do the rest of life for
Wait, did you say these golden years?
these happy golden years.
Wait, and that's a Little House on the Prairie reference?
Yeah,
There's
it's
an
like-
actual one of the books. Is
Yeah,
called
it's like
that?
the last. I'm pretty sure it's the last.
You read House
You
on the
read
Prairie?
all the entire Little House on the Prairie series?
I read a lot when I was a kid. It was
House on
my
the Prairie.
biggest
Little House on the
trouble.
Prairie, like,
They turned the butter and shit.
I was just gonna be the setup. Kind of like, I mean, similar to, I guess, the foundation thing. It's like, if you were building IKEA furniture, we are not quite assembling it. We're putting all the pieces, we're like laying them out right before we start
I'm
putting
learning
the
how you
stuff
build
together.
IKEA furniture.
slowly.
That's good. That's good. That's probably better. It's probably better to do it that way.
These are interesting chapters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this concludes our 2-part episodes of having our significant others on. Thank you so much for joining us. First time on a podcast ever, Eugene. You did great.
For a software engineer, great screen presence.
That's setting the bar pretty low. But thanks.
Thanks Eugene. Thanks Ray for coming.
Of course.
Thanks Phil for being on for the 3rd or 4th time,
What was that?
or 5th time.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have company now,
That's
right?
great.
Yeah, thank
Look
you
at this.
again.
You guys got a crew now. You got cameras.
Let us know if you want a part
Congrats.
3.
Yeah.
We'll see. We just have the
Let's see
guys
if we
on.
invite y'all back.
Yeah, let's.
Let them know in the comments. Let them know in the comments.
Yeah.
Section.
Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. You can catch us on the podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, AsianBossGirl. If you liked today's episode, comment our latest Instagram post.
Or YouTube.
Yeah,
Or YouTube. Yes.
What should they comment? Their chapter. What would you name your chapter? in
Give
your
us
life?
some good chapter titles.
Yeah, give us better ones. But with that, we will catch you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.